In the vast silence between heaven and earth, where fate bends like a blade in the wind, the path of cultivation grows ever more perilous. In the previous chapters, Wang Lin has walked deeper into the storm of destiny, standing at the edge of forces far greater than mortal comprehension, where ancient powers stir, and every step forward risks awakening something long buried. Now, as we enter recap Renegade Immortal Chapter 860, Chapter 861, the tension tightens like a drawn bowstring. Hidden schemes begin to surface, and the fragile balance between allies and enemies threatens to shatter. The choices made in a single breath may ripple across lifetimes, and even the heavens themselves seem to watch in silence. What truths lie concealed beneath the surface? What price must be paid to defy fate once more? The legend continues, and the next move could change everything. Let us begin. Before the flames of destiny could be seized, before the heavens themselves bore witness, a storm of will began to rise, and at its center walked a man who refused to lose. Wang Lin stepped into the vast void, nearing the burning world known as planet Earth Flame. Yet unlike others who bent space and fused with the fabric of the cosmos, he chose a different path. He walked, step by step. At first his pace was steady, deliberate, then faster, and faster still. He could have used spatial bending to cross the distance in an instant, but he didn't. This battle was no ordinary clash. It was a turning point written into the marrow of his soul. Each step he took was not just movement, it was tempering. His heart grew quieter, his gaze turned colder, and deep within him, something ancient awakened. Battle intent. It surged with every stride, rising like a tide that could not be stopped. Behind him, that intent condensed, thickened, until it formed a violent storm that followed in his wake, a storm born purely from his will to fight, from his will to win. The 108 celestial titles. Wang Lin's eyes gleamed with icy resolve. I will not settle for one among the 72 earth titles. I will claim a place among the 36 heaven celestials. His voice did not echo aloud, yet it rang like thunder within his spirit. This was only the beginning. To even qualify, he must first dominate the southern domain. Only then could he step onto the true stage of destiny. Behind him, the storm grew wilder. Within its swirling chaos, shadows twisted into the form of two ancient symbols, a black fish and a white fish, circling endlessly, embodying the eternal dance of yin and yang. The storm expanded, tens of thousands of kilometers wide, devouring the silence of space itself. This was no ordinary aura. This was war made manifest. Wang Lin's long black hair whipped wildly in the storm. His white robes fluttered, not with the purity of snow, but with a pale, chilling hue, like bleached bone beneath moonlight. At this moment, he no longer resembled a cultivator. He was a demon of the heavens, a harbinger of slaughter. Victory alone was not enough. He needed absolute victory. Only then would the powerful Xiang family deem him worthy. Only then would they even consider his request. Warner. For a fleeting instant, the killing intent in his eyes trembled. Within that boundless battle intent, a trace of sorrow emerged. A memory. He remembered the moment her final tear fell. The illusion of a collapsing world. The crushing loneliness. The silence that followed. That pain had never left him. When he broke into the ascendant stage, he had sworn he would defy the heavens themselves for the sliver of emotion he refused to abandon. Everything he had endured, every battle he had fought since entering the All-Heaven star system, all of it was for one purpose, to bring Li Muwan back. The words of the Xiang family woman still echoed in his mind like relentless thunder. That was the root of it all. That was why he stood here now. And so, he could not lose. He would not lose. There was also Qing Shui's trial, another weight upon his shoulders. Failure was not an option. With that unshakable conviction burning within him, Wang Lin's origin energy roared to life. It surged through his body like a raging river, feeding the storm behind him. The yin and yang within the storm spun faster, stronger, more violent. His presence spread outward, covering 10,000 kilometers around planet Earth Flame. Each step he took tore through space faster than thunder, faster than falling stars, faster than light itself. In an instant, he crossed into the 30,000-kilometer range of the blazing planet. And at that very moment, everything changed. Two cultivators locked in deadly combat suddenly froze. Their killing intent vanished as terror flooded their faces. Without thinking, they turned toward the source of that overwhelming pressure. It wasn't just them. Within 10,000 kilometers, countless cultivators felt it. Their expressions shifted. Their bodies stiffened. Even the blue-robed envoys of the Thunder Celestial Temple felt their hearts pound violently. Blood seemed to freeze within their veins, forcing them to circulate their origin energy frantically just to remain standing. Far away, the ancient ancestors of great cultivation families opened their eyes from deep meditation. Shock flickered across their faces. What? Monstrous battle intent! And if even they reacted this way, what hope did the others have? All around, cultivators trembled. The spiritual energy inside their bodies surged uncontrollably. If they didn't resist, their hearts would shatter. Because what approached them was not merely intent. It was domination. It was annihilation. It was battle. Though no voice spoke, the word echoed in every mind like a deafening roar. Battle. The soundless cry vibrated through their souls. Weaker cultivators immediately coughed blood, their bodies unable to bear the pressure. And within them, an unstoppable thought took root: surrender. Shengonghu's eyes widened as he shot to his feet. From the depths of his soul, something surged, like a flood breaking through a dam. In his mind, it felt as though a primordial beast was approaching from the distant void. His blood boiled. His breath caught in his chest, threatening to explode if not released. But more than that, there was something familiar in that overwhelming aura, something that stirred both bitterness and recognition. Respected Lord? His voice trembled. He had once believed himself abandoned, deceived. Yet now, a force reignited within him. Excitement surged, but mixed with unwillingness. With a thunderous roar, Shengonghu unleashed everything within him. His conflicting emotions fused into pure battle intent, erupting outward like a roaring dragon. At the same time, Zhang Kongli rose to his feet. Though he could not sense Shu Mu as Shengonghu could, the familiarity in the aura sparked suspicion, and the unyielding spirit of the Zhan family would not allow him to bow. He stood like a blade drawn from its sheath, sharp, unbreakable. His battle intent erupted, transforming into a dragon of sword energy that tore through space. Not far away, Tang Yanfeng slowly stood. His killing intent surged violently, flooding the surroundings. Without hesitation, he shot forward like lightning, his eyes cold as ice. His killing intent merged with battle intent, forming a storm that joined Shengonghu and Zhang Kongli's power. Together, they surged forward to confront the incoming force. But they were not alone. Under the crushing pressure, more cultivators ignited. Dozens of battle intents rose, roaring like thunder. The sight shook everyone present. Only one figure remained unmoved: the purple-robed elder of the Thunder Celestial Temple. His eyes stayed closed, calm, unshaken. The storms of battle intent collided violently with Wang Lin's advancing storm. Explosions rippled across space, causing the entire region to tremble. And through it all, Wang Lin continued forward, step by step, unstoppable. As he approached, the incoming battle intents were crushed one by one beneath his overwhelming will. His gaze remained cold, his killing intent unrelenting. Nothing could stand before him. A roar shattered the tension. Tang Yanfeng charged. A crimson sword appeared in his grasp, radiating terrifying power. As his origin energy surged, countless spells formed around him, transforming into blooming scarlet lotuses that surged toward Wang Lin. Behind him, several powerful cultivators followed, resisting the oppressive force as they attacked together. Wang Lin's eyes flashed. He stepped forward. Raising his right hand, his origin energy exploded outward like a tempest. The aura of early-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivation erupted, sweeping across the battlefield. Tang Yanfeng's face changed instantly. He had never imagined that the man before him had already stepped beyond the corporeal yang stage, Nirvana Scryer, and not just any, early stage, yet overwhelmingly powerful. Before he could react, Wang Lin had already arrived. With a single motion, he unleashed a heavenly chop. The crimson sword shattered upon impact, fragments scattering like dying stars. Tang Yanfeng cried out in shock. Wang Lin's fingers formed a sword. In one swift motion, he pierced through every spell. The scarlet lotuses collapsed instantly. Explosions echoed in rapid succession. Then, those two fingers struck his chest. A thunderous impact rang out. Tang Yanfeng spat blood as he was hurled backward. Cracking sounds echoed from his body as his origin soul suffered heavy damage. In an instant, he was defeated. Everything happened too quickly, too cleanly. With Wang Lin's current cultivation, defeating a peak corporeal yang cultivator required no effort. Had he intended to kill, Tang Yanfeng would already be dead. Wang Lin withdrew his hand. Then, his third eye opened. A beam of light shot forth. He turned toward the remaining cultivators. Their faces changed drastically. Their spells dissolved instantly, reverting into raw origin energy. Blood sprayed from their mouths as they were thrown back. No one could stand before him. Silence fell. Then, Wang Lin spoke, slowly, coldly. Among the 108 qualification spots in the southern domain, his voice cut through space like a blade. I, Shu Mu, will take first place. The words struck like thunder. Among the crowd, voices erupted in shock. Shu Mu? Master Demon Shu Mu! It's really him. I've seen him before. And just like that, the name that once stirred fear and legend had returned. Before the storm of blades and blood could settle, a single name ignited the heavens. Shu Mu! That's Shu Mu, the one who butchered entire planets in the western domain. The whispers began like sparks in dry grass. Then they roared into a wildfire. They say he was hunted by the Yao family, yet in the end it was the Yao who retreated in defeat. The first man to survive the Heaven Order, a living legend. Rumors claim the Yao clan suffered devastating losses. Their blood spilled across the stars by Demon Master Shu Mu himself. And it's not just them. Every cultivation family that joined the hunt now trembles. As long as Shu Mu breathes, revenge may descend upon them at any moment. The air shattered with noise. Voices collided, disbelief and awe intertwining. Across the vast all-heaven star system, there were few who had not heard that name. Shu Mu, a name carved in fear and etched into legend. Shen Gonghu stood frozen, his gaze locked onto Wang Lin. At first, there was only shock. Then, slowly, something deeper surfaced within him. A tangle of emotions, complicated, heavy. Yet what struck him most was not the name. It was the cultivation. Early stage, Nirvana Scryer. That realization crashed into him like thunder. It did not merely startle him. It shook his very soul. His entire body trembled faintly as doubt crept into his heart. Was this truly the man he thought he knew? Or had he been standing before something far more terrifying all along? Not far away, John Congli's eyes widened. The battle intent he had sensed earlier, that familiar feeling, now it finally revealed its source. It was him, Wang Lin. And yet nothing made sense. The first time I saw him, he stood at the peak of late ascendant. The second time, he had already stepped into the corporeal yang stage. And now, this is the third time. John Congli's thoughts spiraled. Early stage Nirvana Scryer? His mind could no longer follow the logic. Was he never hiding his cultivation? Or was I simply blind to it all? He stood there, lost, as if the very laws of cultivation had betrayed him. Senior. A clear voice cut through the chaos. Zhan Yun had already risen to her feet, her eyes filled with astonishment and reverence. Without hesitation, she flew forward. Stopping several dozen feet away, she bowed deeply. Her respect was absolute, and she was not alone. From the crowd, others stepped forward. Cultivators who had once faced death and survived only because of Wang Lin. Their expressions burned with gratitude. One after another, they approached, bowing with solemn respect. Wang Lin simply glanced at them, then gave a faint nod. No words, but the meaning was clear. At that very moment, a cold, gloomy roar echoed across the space. From atop a distant white stone, an old man rose. Beside him lay Tang Yanfeng, unconscious, broken. The old man's gaze was sharp as a blade. You, his voice thundered. What right do you have to claim first place among the 108 spots of the southern domain? His killing intent surged like a storm. You hold no qualification token. Your actions are nothing less than contempt for every cultivator here. In his eyes, Wang Lin had already crossed the line. Even if he had not killed Tang Yanfeng, the damage was irreversible. Even if he recovered, his cultivation would fall. His path to the celestial title? Severed. Wang Lin's gaze remained cold, unmoved. He simply looked at the old man, as if staring at something insignificant. Then, a shift. About 1,000 feet away, a middle-aged cultivator stepped forward. He had once been saved by Wang Lin in the Thunder Celestial Realm. His fists clenched tightly. His hesitation lasted only a moment. Then he spoke. My Chen family of the Southern Domain recommends Senior Shu Mu to participate. His voice carried conviction. I ask, does my Chen family possess the qualifications? The Tang elder's eyes flickered. but he did not look at the speaker. Instead, his gaze turned toward the Chen family ancestor behind him. Then another voice rose. An old cultivator stepped forward. My Zhao family also recommends Senior Shumu. He stared directly at the Tang elder. Tell me, are we qualified in your eyes? Before the echoes faded, a third stepped out. My Li family supports Senior Shumu's participation. Then a fourth. The Zheng family stands with him. A woman in vibrant robes spoke with quiet strength. And then, a cold young man in black emerged. I am of the Miao family, one of the great clans of the three main planets. His voice was sharp as ice. I recommend Senior Shumu. He locked eyes with the Tang elder. Tell me, does my family lack the qualifications? These four all shared the same past. They had once stood on the brink of death in the Thunder Celestial Temple, and Wang Lin had led them out. They owed him their lives. Yet when he was hunted by the Yao family, they had been unable to act. That guilt had lingered. Until now, without hesitation, they chose their side. The Tang elder's expression changed. For the first time, unease surfaced. Even the Chen ancestor sighed bitterly, closing his eyes, and one by one, the leaders of the supporting families followed suit. They chose silence. Not rejection, not fear, but silent defiance. If challenged, they would respond. And then, more voices rose. Planet Earth Flame's Meng family supports Senior Shumu. Planet Thundercloud's Bailey family stands with him. Planet Dark Water's Si Kong family. Planet Earth Flame's Zhou family. Planet Sky Blue's Ning family, one of the main planetary clans, also recommends Senior Su Mu. The tide had turned. More and more cultivators stepped forward, all of them survivors of the Thunder Celestial Realm, all of them bound by a shared memory of survival. Now, they stood behind him. Together. The Tang elder's heart trembled. These juniors alone were nothing. But their families, their silence, that was what truly shook him. For the first time, he felt the weight of Shumu's presence. He himself was a Nirvana Scryer cultivator, early stage, yet at its peak still, even he could feel it, a pressure, invisible, unyielding. Then, Zhang Kongli stepped forward. His eyes were calm now, but filled with resolve. I, Zhang Kongli, on behalf of the Zhan family, recommend Senior Shumu. He stared directly at the Tang elder. Do I lack the qualifications? Beside him, Shen Gonghu spoke few words, but his tone was iron. I support Senior Shumu. His gaze burned with determination. The Tang elder sneered. He was about to speak, but then a quiet voice descended from the purple-robed elder of the Thunder Celestial Temple. Shumu is qualified. Silence absolute. The Tang elder's face changed instantly. He knew who had spoken, and he dared not challenge it. With a cold snort, he waved his sleeve and seized Tang Yanfeng's body. The Tang family followed. They turned and left. But before departing, the old man cast one final look at Wang Lin, a gaze filled with murderous intent. Wang Lin met it calmly. Then he spoke one word. Explode. The world seemed to freeze. The Tang elder's eyes widened. He turned, just in time to see Tang Yanfeng's body erupt, shattered into countless fragments, even his origin soul obliterated instantly. No chance to save him. None. A hidden force, planted deep within him, a trap that only someone above Wang Lin's level could have discovered in time. And now, it had claimed its prey. If your Tang family wishes to walk the path of the Yao, Wang Lin's voice was calm, but it carried the chill of death. Then prepare to share their fate. Shumu! The Tang elder roared. Grief and fury twisted his face. With a single step, he charged forward. Wang Lin raised his hand, unflinching. But then, a cold snort echoed. The purple-robed elder opened his eyes, his gaze like a blade. No private battles during the competition. His voice was absolute. Tangshan, take your people and leave. A pause. After this ends, you may settle your grievances, as the Yao did. Tangshan stopped, his chest heaved, his eyes burned. But in the end, he turned and left. The storm subsided. The purple-robed elder now looked at Wang Lin, his eyes gleamed. You seek first place among the 108 of the southern domain. Wang Lin met his gaze, he could feel it. The power within this man, vast, deep, unfathomable, though not beyond reach. I do. His answer was simple, but his tone carried the weight of battle. The elder nodded, a trace of approval flickered. Good. If none here dare challenge you, then first place shall be yours. His gaze swept the crowd, across the red stones, across every cultivator present. Then, it stopped, on one man. Clad in black, around 40 years of age, face pale, before him, 9 blades stood embedded in the ground, Even amidst all the chaos, he had remained still, cultivating, unmoved. Only when Wang Lin revealed his power did he lift his head. A faint, nearly imperceptible battle intent appeared. And then, a voice shattered the silence. John Congli challenges Senior Shu Mu. Gasps rippled outward. John Congli stepped forward. His eyes held confusion, conflict, yet beneath it all, a blazing fire. He clasped his hands respectfully. If Senior can defeat me, his voice grew steady, then I will offer you my Tao. I will acknowledge you as my lord. And together, a storm gathered in his words, we will march against the alliance. The heavens trembled. The battle was about to begin.